What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in.
You know, if the Lakers decide to actually keep Russell Westbrook, I do believe this will happen. I believe Darvin Ham will get tired of Russell Westbrook's gameplay and the way he plays and just the way that he probably won't end up. He probably is not going to gel with the Lakers or with LeBron the way they would like him to, because there's too much rift there. There's too much, distance between them two in regards to being on the court, because one has so much basketball IQ in LeBron, and the other one in Russell Westbrook doesn't have as much IQ as LeBron has. And LeBron likes to win. He likes to have high IQ players, and he likes to have guys that fit. And that's not Russell Westbrook. So in my estimation, I can definitely see Darvin Ham benching Russell Westbrook, if need be. And, I was reading a report on CBS Sports where it was saying that Darvin Ham will have the power to bench Russell Westbrook if that's what he sees fit. Now, I will say this. If Russell Westbrook is on the Lakers starting next season, Darvin Ham, the worst thing he probably could do is bench Russell Westbrook. But at the same time, it would be the right thing to do, because I don't believe Russell Westbrook is ever going to fit with this team as long as he's with them. And I don't believe this team is going to win a championship as long as they have Russell Westbrook on the roster. And I think Darvin Ham will notice that and figure that out pretty soon, because he'll be able to see it. It'll be right there in the forefront for him to visually see that, because Russell Westbrook is a great player, but he's not going to help you win championships. And everybody knows that. Everybody sees that. And he's not going to change the type of player he is in year 14, 15 for one team. And then on top of that, if he does change, it's still going to be hard for him to adjust and still be effective, because his game has been one way for so long. So it'll make him ineffective for the Lakers, which in ultimate, they won't win a championship, because they're not getting the best out of Russell Westbrook and getting the chemistry all in one. See what I'm talking about? So it's a tricky situation with Russell Westbrook. It really is. And I've watched his gameplay throughout the years, and I've always loved it. I always loved the way he played, as hard as he played and with the energy and everything. But overall, it doesn't win championships. And like I said, when you're on the Lakers, there's only one expectation, and it's not to win the MVP, and it's not to average a triple-double. It's to win a championship. And when you think about that, what can they do with Russ? They have to try to find a way to get rid of him, whether it's right now, or maybe if he plays good to the All-Star break, maybe they can, get somebody to bite on him, or wait till next season and his contract will definitely be up and he can just walk. So, I mean, they're kind of stuck with Russell Westbrook, and I don't really see nobody taking him off their hands this offseason, unless that Kyrie trade come through for some reason. Or, you hear other reports about Kevin Durant, in the Lakers, maybe a straight up trade for him and Anthony Davis. I think that's cap, if you ask me. I don't really think that's, legitimate by any means. But I just think that as long as Russell Westbrook is on your roster, it doesn't matter who else is on there. You're not going to win a championship, because he's always going to be the fall guy. But a lot of his ways rubs off on other great players too. I seen LeBron have several games last year where he had some crazy turnovers, something he never usually would do. But playing with Russell Westbrook, you become a product of your environment. You see what I'm saying? And I just think that the Lakers have to find a way to neutralize some things Russell Westbrook does, but still have him be effective. And that's very, very hard to do, because Russ doesn't take nothing off nobody. Russ voices his opinion. Russ is more into, his businesses outside of work, seem like now, and it seems like he's more focused on those things to me, and From what I saw last year, he didn't have the first step the way he had a couple years ago, at least not consistently. He had it at times, but not consistently. So when you compartmentalize all that, I understand, if Darvin Ham wants to bench Russ, he has the right to do that because he's the coach. But if you do bench Russ, the locker room is going to be even more torn apart, more messed up, more drama, and it's going to be hard for Darvin Ham to control Russell Westbrook and the rest of the guys, because it's like when one of the guys or two of the guys in a locker room, don't respect you as a coach, it's hard to get that respect from other players in the locker room, because there's guys in the locker room that like Russell Westbrook, that side with Russell Westbrook, that really like him as a person. So it's going to be hard to get the best out of them because they're in favor of Russ because they're his friend, or they hang out in the off season. You know what I'm saying? So I understand Darvin Ham has the power to do a lot of things, but the only problem is Russell Westbrook is an alpha, and he's very hot-headed, and trying to change him into somebody he's not, I don't know if he's going to be very receptive to that. And even if he was, I still don't think it would work. You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, you wouldn't be getting the max out of the potential of Russell Westbrook. And I personally just think LeBron's over him, over the Russell Westbrook talks and the trade talks, and he just wants something to happen. And if I was LeBron, I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame LeBron, because LeBron has to realize, which he already does, he made a mistake. He clearly made a mistake in trying to acquire this guy on the Lakers and hoping that he can change him and win a championship with him when nobody else could. But LeBron definitely understands now. It's hard to win a championship with Russell Westbrook. They say nothing's impossible, so I don't want to say it's impossible to win a championship with Russell Westbrook, but it's very close, because like I said, the chemistry, you can't build chemistry with Russ to the highest level because he's a one-man show to a degree. And on top of that, like I said, he's not going to change his game anytime soon. So Darvin Ham, I hope he's really ready for this gig, for this job, because if he's not, he might actually, find himself removed from the Lakers just as quick as Russell Westbrook might, if it doesn't work out. Because Lakers, Jeannie Buss and all them, they're looking for results. They're not looking to make friends. And I think they make that very clear. And honestly, I technically don't blame them, because this team has got 17 championships. You see what I'm saying? So they got enough championships to say it's championship or bust with them every single year they step on the floor. And that's what their fans should expect from them and of them. So I really hope Darvin Ham can, piece all this together and get the best out of every player on that roster. Because if he doesn't, and if it doesn't work out to that specification of, what the Lakers expect, even though he is a first-year rookie head coach, he might be leaving, and it might be a lot of changes going into next season, or at the end of next season, going into the following one. So, I hope that it all works out for him. I hope that, that he can find and get the best out of Russ, because I personally don't see it. But, hey, maybe he knows something we don't. We just got to kind of roll with that and see how their season ends up. But, hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section, as always. And, hey, Khaliis out.